Hello! Honi Hachiman is back and still staring at a burger. How are you all doing today? Yeah, just a sound check and all that, but yeah, today we are here to talk about anime. How many weeks has it been since this has been on the agenda? Why am I staring into the side of the screen instead of at you? Is that it? That's it. Okay. Yep, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so now that we're looking, I can confidently say that I've had a day. It's been we haven't. Oh my gosh, the Judgment Giraffe is back. Perfect. I've been doing some tweaks, getting that to work, and welcome back, Judgment Giraffe. Yeah, but I did want to, spend a little moment, talk about our days and all that. So what have you been up to? Because for me, I've been looking at traffic, and I don't think I'm going to be the first person to tell you this, that traffic sucks. But it's made worse by construction that never seems to end. I'm in one of those instances where I can drive past the lane that's blocking traffic, and there are no people, there's no debris, there's no equipment. It's just lanes blocked off for weeks at a time. And that Sega's the construction project I'm looking at has been going on since winter, and there's no clear scope or end of it. Yeah, that just continues to happen. I don't even know where you would look to figure out what's going on in your own city. Is there somewhere that you can look to figure out what's going on with construction? What are they trying to do? Because as far as I could tell, they are digging under the surface, so they're going for something under the road. But they've done this at a few different points, and have had big effects on traffic. Yeah, but that. I did. Yeah, I totally did tell you guys about the car AC. I did have something else that I wanted to talk about. Oh yes, I fueled up. I fueled up yesterday, and it was a lot more expensive than I'm used to. Let's see, I did write it down. Where did I put that? $66.34. And granted, I was riding pretty low, but $66.34 to fill up my car. That's a lot. I've paid close to that before, so it's not like it's the worst it's ever been, and I did find gas that was cheaper than it had been for a while. But yeah, gas is pricey. Yeah. But as far as food goes, nothing interesting today, but that same hot honey pepperoni pizza from earlier in the week? Was it earlier in the week? Yeah, sometime in there. Yeah. I had it for breakfast yesterday, and I want to. No, it had to have been on Monday. Yeah, had to have been Monday that we got that. But yeah, I just am now thinking to myself, what is the optimum way to have breakfast pizza? Is it cold? Do you heat it up like you'd reheat it for any other meal? Because I'm not really sure. I've had it both ways. I like it both ways. I think you probably get better flavor when you and this is with the context of using an air fryer. So air fryer does keep texture pretty well, and yeah, I will pretty much in every instance where I can use the air fryer over using the. Why am I so small? Okay. But yeah, whenever I have the chance, I'll use the air fryer over using my microwave because, well, just keeping your texture is important if you're gonna, use that food buzzword mouthfeel. Yeah, but definitely recommend air fryer for reheating pizza. I've tried anything else from microwave to water and a skillet and a cover. That works all right, but you also tend to burn your crust a bit. But air fryer is just about perfect. But I did have another food interaction this week, which was that I had a coworker look at me strangely because I was eating baby carrots with peanut butter. Is that strange? Because at least growing up, that was pretty normal. I mean, like, we weren't a family that, like, douses everything in ranch or anything. So, like, peanut butter was definitely, like, our go-to for a fair number of things. But is it weird to eat carrots with peanut butter? I don't really think it is. At least, personally. I'm just trying to think about if I've, like, seen it pre-packaged in any way like that, like serving carrots and peanut butter together. And I just don't look at that stuff often enough, so I don't know. But, yeah, but, like, a different coworker, he showed me his do-it-yourself, like, modification to his fire pit. Like, he had a fire pit that was made up of, like, loose bricks. But, like, he took apart, like, one side of it, and kind of stuck like a grate between two layers, and he just started grilling chicken over a fire. And like, he has it where he could, like, sit in a camping chair and just, like, watch the grill as he's as sitting by the fire. And no, honestly, it seems like a good thing for him. So, like, that seemed kind of cool. But I didn't stream yesterday, and I didn't stream the day before. Yesterday, no excuse other than that I was feeling a little under the weather. But the day before that, I was playing Super Battle Golf with friends, and that game continues to be awesome. If you have the opportunity to play that with, like, any number of people. I still haven't played it with more than, I think yesterday was the most, and we had 5 people. But you can have huge lobbies with that game. And I really kind of want to see what that's like. Not necessarily with random people, because you could easily do that. You could go onto public lobbies and just go nuts. But I feel like having people that you know, or at least, like, guaranteed to some level that they're just not going to be terrible people, it would be good, because I think that game would attract, for public lobbies, it would attract a lot of kids, and it's also a game that, like, if you have no chill, can lead to a lot of hostile behavior, I would think. But yeah, like, we also had it where one of our buddies there, like, he wasn't showing up, and he is, like, always there. And the other friend, he was like, well, did he get a life? Did he get a girlfriend? Something? Which, like, it would be, personally, I think it would be great for him. But what do you all think? Do you think it's bad to do you think it's bad for you to have, like, feelings about a friend who doesn't live near you getting a life? Because, like, it would have been perfectly possible for him to have not said anything for the whole night, and we would have all just wondered. But yeah, I'd be happy for him. Really, I would. But I just found that, like, to be just a amusing conversation to think, like, what do you do when your friend that you don't really foresee, like, his hobbies aligning with getting a girlfriend, think about him dating someone. I think it would be cool. I think somebody would really like him. Just, needs to find the right person. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still looking at this burger and I'm like, man, I want a good burger. And that's especially bad because my workplace had like a fitness expo this week, and like, you know, I'm seeing like all of the things that they offer as far as like incentives for working out and stuff, and all I'm thinking about is, man, I want a burger. Burger would be really good right now. Yeah, but you know, I'm just like it's almost like it's like I'm a sinner sitting in a church, that I'm there like watching these people talk about you know, the like exercise programs, like you can join classes and stuff and all that, and I'm just sitting there thinking about unhealthy things the whole time I'm there. Because I was hungry, and it's not like they make it easy either, because like they do put like food trucks out there and stuff. As for me, like I kind of think that, like, I'm not going to say food trucks are overrated, because they're not. A lot of food trucks are very good, but what I will say is that you will spend a lot more money than you probably plan to if you're buying from a food truck. I think that that's a fair statement, because like I don't know if you can get like an order. Let's just say like an entree from like a food truck. From what I've seen, is ranged anywhere from like $12 to $15. So if you're going to get a drink or any form of side, if you just get the entree, it might be end up being a little bit of a light meal for you, unless you're going to spend like around $20 to eat at a food truck, which for my money I'd rather you know, eat somewhere else. Like I don't think there's any time that the convenience of a food truck has outweighed the cost to me. What else? Oh. So you know, the Judgment Giraffe is fixed. At least for the moment, he's fixed. So that's one of the things that that I wanted to get done. The other is to get text-to-speech working. And just like anything else, I don't have a big audience. I don't have much of a live audience. But I want the things to work when when I'm ready for them. So that's why with the Judgment Giraffe working, I should also run the checks. Can I throw something at Will Wordo pick it up? I think it worked. I wasn't paying enough attention. Yep, there we go. And let's see, which other ones do we want to go? Honey? Is that the one? Yep, it is. Okay, and the one I wanted to double check. So these functions are more or less, you know, they are basic chat interactions, but they are also proof of concept that that I can have other things trigger with chat interaction. So you know, there's not as far as I know, there's not an upward limit to the number of interactions I can have. The ceiling is what I can figure out how to work, and how many of them I put into practice. So that's exciting, and but that also has the part on the bit about, like, I'll probably try to make it work this weekend, but doing that one stream on Twitch, just like it was a bit demoralizing that it effectively broke YouTube for me. But I think that we're more or less back where we were now, so that's all good. But I did see something on X that made me seriously like raise an eyebrow, had me look at it, and go like, man, if I had the tools, I would. Because it's not a primary interest, but I just think it would be fun to try all sorts of things. And somebody was hosting a BFE relay, that being boyfriend experience. So like, you know, they were looking for they were looking for people to do it, and I don't and probably will not invest in an ASMR mic unless things pick up and of course it's a tool for having fun. That's what a lot of this stuff is tools for having fun. And I just saw that and was like, man. So the bid becomes twofold. So as it is right now, the Honi Hachiman that you see right now is only a temporary form, and he's very basic. I am wanting in some places, of course, but I think that I have a lot of fun as I am right now. But I don't think that my model necessarily is comparable to some of the people who host events and stuff. So I'm a little shy about throwing my hat in the ring for participating in things with other streamers. And so I think that I just need to do it. That one's not going to be the one for me because I don't have an ASMR mic, but I should be keeping my eye out for any possible activities, because even if I don't get in on some of these things, at least making connections to people who are humans on X, strange to say, but people who are humans and are and that their primary interest is not to sell you their artwork. Yeah, but we're gonna drop that because that's a sore point. I've told off two different people who approached me with the premise of friendship or just networking on X, and at the end of the day, they end up making art recommendations, commission solicitations, and I'm like, nope, we're done, we're out. So unfortunately, that's kind of where DMs in on X go for me a lot of the time. So it leaves me relatively uninterested in talking in DMs on X. Because I think now I can point to 2 people who haven't tried to sell me art, and they're not very talkative. Yeah. Okay, but other than that, just looking at before we get into the anime, let's see. Oh yeah. So it was a little bit ago now, but my one friend who he did some YouTube in the past, and his name he went with it's Will, and Will knows I'm a VTuber. Ever since we had some miscommunications at one point, and my one friend who I'd confided in was like, well, he's streaming right now. That of course, Will's a smart guy. He connected the dots. It's like, oh, he must be a VTuber now. And so when we were on Super Battle Golf, he asks me, so what's your name? and so I only told him Honey, and but I also described that when I said Honey, I didn't spell it out for him, and so he's like, wow, how did you get that name? That sounds very very common. And then I was like, well, part of my groundwork before I even got started was in doing a name was finding something that wouldn't be confused with anyone else. So yeah, he ended up subscribing a couple hours later, once we were done playing the golf game. But yeah, he had the problem of let's see, his channel used to be called Cuddlefish, Cuddle, as in cuddling, but Cuddlefish, and also it's Will, and both of those had a lot of conflicting searches. But yeah. speaking of Will, I may be trying to pull him in on Persona 5 Tactica. Like, if he's got some time this weekend, or even if he doesn't, I may start it this weekend. I need to confirm with him if he's played the game before. Why am I so small? Okay, maybe it's just that I need to be closer to my camera, that's all. Yeah, but yeah, I need to figure out if he's played the game before. So, like, if he has played the game before, then great. He can just show in or come in at his own leisure. If he hasn't, then I may want to coordinate my time of playing the game. Of course, like I talked about next week, that we're going to be playing a horsey game with Void Catling, at least in the call for it. But before that, I think I'm going to boot up like my Uma Musume on Monday. I think that's what we're gonna do with that, and we're gonna look at some horses, and then on Wednesday we're gonna look at some horses. Yeah, but no, I think that also from a logistics standpoint, I need to figure out how doing a collab works. I'm not even sure what software he is using for his model, because it could be LiveTube, or it could be VTube Studio, it could be Warudo. I'm not completely sure on that, but also to figure out how to put him on screen, and how to yeah, like, see if I could give him any agency in what he does on screen. Like, I don't know if you just like capture a Discord call, or how you do it, but I will be doing my homework. Yeah, but without further ado, we are going to talk about anime, and the extra fun angle for anime here is that I haven't watched like most of these for weeks now, but my notes that I take are fairly comprehensive for the sake of doing the stream. So I at least have notes to look at that will hopefully keep us clear on what happened and what I may react to or talk about. So we would start with Witch House Atelier, and we are going in from episode 2, because of course we had the episode 1 in our seasonal episode here. And let's see, so I get a refresher of immediately what happened. Episode 2 starts where episode 1 ended, which is that Coco flies off with Kifri to his atelier. Now, they don't do this at the end of episode 1. It's that they get here at the beginning of episode 2, and pretty much immediately Kifri leaves on business. But yeah, like there are a few other. They're all girls, so like we're already kind of eyeing Kifri a little bit, but yeah, all 4 of his apprentices now are young girls. So yeah, we've got Coco, then we've got Tamiya, who is the pink-haired and loud one. I did not take many screenshots of this show, so unfortunately I don't have a lot to go off of. I really should have. Next time I'll be sure to have more screenshots. I started taking more screenshots with MARRIAGETOXIN and Petals of Reincarnation. But yeah, we've got Tamiya, who is the pink-haired girl who's kind of loud, but also like supportive and enthusiastic. You've got Risha, Richeheh was how it was romanized where I saw it, who's kind of like the quiet one. And then you got Agate, who, not unlike the Trails series, Agate is very judgmental. and skeptical and hardworking. And also like Agate from Trails in the Sky, she is ready to throw Coco to the wolves. and really that's kind of what happens, is that like Coco gets to be at Kiki's, or at Keyfree. I called him Kiki. Keyfree's Atelier as a new student, and she ends up rooming with Agate. In fact, I don't think that Agate and Keyfree are on screen at the same time before Keyfree leaves. Yeah, I'm not sure that they are, but but so then you get like two kind of parallel things going on, which is that Keyfree goes to a undersea mage city, and he is going there to meet some people. Let's see, but at the same time, you end up getting Agate to meet Coco, and I'd go like, well, you're not officially an apprentice yet. You need to actually pass a trial. Coco, who has had like no magical instruction or awareness or anything, Agate is ready to throw her to the wolves immediately. Whereas Keyfree, he ends up meeting a former colleague, and her name is Elira, and this is an underwater city that they end up meeting at, and yeah, she calls him the problem child of the Great Hall, which I'm not quite sure what the Great Hall is, but as somebody who can connect some dots, like they kind of talked about like having effectively like 4 grandmasters previously, and that that may or may not have been the Great Hall. Otherwise, Great Hall may be government, maybe school, maybe something. But in any case, that's how she identifies him. And I believe that she also makes the invite for him to come back, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good." But yeah, like she was one of the characters who was in the promo art, and of course, like we don't get a whole lot about her, and I didn't really get to form much of an opinion about her, other than that you got to see her for the first time, and that's what she calls him. So that's more or less my impression of her. But yeah, so for going out for a trial, Agate takes Coco through the window way, which is the circle type gate here that you see in the opening and ending, and honestly, this thing is pretty cool. Like yeah, it goes to a different destination based on its settings. So like if you rotate it to certain points, certain symbols, it will go to specific locations. And so this already reminds me of something like straight out of Blueprints, or really I think maybe like the most apt thing would be to say like Stargate. Stargate is where they had like the gates between different worlds, and that they also operated on like hieroglyphs. I think they were hieroglyphs in Stargate, and that that they would connect far worlds together through like a portal, and that this more or less does the same thing, except it just seems to be like different locations on. I don't know if I want to call it Earth. It's probably not Earth. It's a fantasy world, but yeah, anywhere on the planet seemingly. Like they're because like Keyfree also shows Coco the was that in that wasn't in the first episode. It was in this episode that yeah, was this episode? Hang on. Oh, right. We got to learn some like important things about the lore of magic in this world, which I found to be quite interesting. Was that magic, kind of a fairy tale thing, but magic used to be universal. Like everybody could use it. It was just like free to use, very easy. But with freedom comes a lot of abuse, like, or rather the potential for abuse. And in this case, like, you'd get disaster, possibly war. I think like war was kind of an implication, not explicitly stated, but that the term witches, that is to say, like all of your magic folk now, their order was that they more or less founded themselves as like the safekeepers of magic, and that's like their like largest tenet here is that magic is not applied directly to the human body. That's why like everything, this doorway included, or like we're looking at Coco's mother's clothing, to Agate and Kiefer's boots, like everything that they do that is magic or is through a magic tool, something with a sigil written onto it. So like so applying magic sigils directly to the body is like the highest heresy in this world. And it's like very interesting that we'll get to that later, but Coco pretty early faces that temptation to apply magic directly to her body, and that's a no. But yeah, like Kiefer actually shows Coco the window way first when he shows her the tower that's in the middle of the ocean that apparently has a copy of every book ever written, which is kind of nuts, but kind of cool that it's there. So like even though she lost her book in the disaster that sealed her home and mother and everything, there should still be a book there. However, it is defended by what effectively sounds like it's the Elite Four of magic. that their trials bar access to this tower. It doesn't sound like it's something that they're supposed to like defend to the death or anything, but it's only like the truly capable should be allowed access, something like that. But that whole I don't know if they called it the Great Hall, but it was that whole bit that I took a screenshot of that makes me think that Kiefer may be a former member of this group, possibly. And if not, he's at least renowned to some amount. And that when we go back to no magic, when we go to forbidden magic, they forbidden magic is what they called magic applied to the body. There is only one type that is permitted, and that's the memory erasure. So effectively, what the Men in Black do, the little pen light that wipes people's memories, they are allowed to do memory erasing magic, and that apparently Coco's damage by magic to her mother, even though it was incidental, qualified as forbidden magic, and it is the first time that forbidden magic had been seen or at least documented for like 4 years. So it seems to be pretty rare. But not only that, it was made pretty obvious through the fellow pupils that that it's already well known that not only was forbidden magic performed, but that it was her, and that Keyfree took her under his protection. So, I think that there's already a lot of room for needing to be defended there. Like, I don't know that I don't know that they necessarily label her as committing a crime, but that she is certainly unwelcome by a lot of people because of this. So, you kind of get that, once again, we go back to Harry Potter, where, like, his exceptions raised his notoriety, but also made a lot of people just actively dislike him. But I think, like, Coco has a lot of that going on, too. Yeah, and I think that there's room for more of that as she meets more people. Let's see. Anything else I had about there about... Oh, right. The forbidden magic also may or may not be the primary reason that Keyfree is interested in having Coco around. Because something he is looking, that he is desperately seeking, is connected to forbidden magic, but as we just said, it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare. But yeah, I think that whole setup is pretty good for a main character, especially for like a child main character. Like, you need to set up how the world feels about her. And that you kind of get the whole range from her fellow apprentices. I mean, like, Temia is very supportive. Rishe is like quietly supportive, and Agate outwardly hates her. Yeah, yeah, as part of Keyfree's journey to the underwater city, he ends up talking with different people, and they're like, "Well, what about her? Like initiation trial?" And he's like, "Are you crazy? The conditions for that are like the worst that they're going to be all year." Something about, and we end up seeing it here, where we've got these floating masses in the air here. That the whole journey is to like get this diadem herb that is at the top of these, and that apparently at this season they're like the farthest apart that they're going to be, and it's the most dangerous. And in Keyfree's absence, Agate is like, "Well, you need to take your trial," and just more or less pushes her out the window way. And that I guess she is only allowed, she's allowed 3 tools. And let's see. Oh yeah. So like, the main thing that Keyfree says specifically is that it could be lethal at this time. Let's see. Oh yeah. So the things that she gets to do for this trial, she needs to find a specific herb, and she gets 3 magic tools to do it. And the ones she's given are the first artifact or first tool that she ends up seeing at the Atelier, which is kind of like a pair of almost like a set of symbols that you pull them apart, and a sphere of water just like materializes, and it's like a magical source of clean drinkable water. Additionally, they gave her a compass that is the glass ball that you see here. And Agate wasn't going to give her a third tool, and she asks if she can have the boots that she used, and because like she and Kiefer have like the same boots. They're like these leather boots that have like half of a magic sigil on each side, and like I think it would be very hard to execute in reality, but if you touch the two shoes together and complete the circle, then it generates flight. Or how they end up using it partially is for slowing a fall. And so Agate does in fact give her the boots. So she has those 3 tools, and really, okay. So how did they explain this? It was the other apprentices who said it, that they were trying to excuse Agate's behavior, and it was that Agate hates people who can't do what she can. So that immediately reminded me of something from a show. It was an MTV2 or Spike show. Hang on, let me see if I can find anything about it real fast. It was called Bully Beatdown, and it is where this one MMA fighter would go and answer mail or submissions for Bully Beatdown TV series 2009. Yeah, where an MMA fighter would take requests from people who have bullies in their work life or wherever in their life. Apparently, it's available on Prime Video right now. But yeah, it was Jason Mayhem Miller. Jason Mayhem Miller. But what they would do is that they would take submissions from people about how they're bullied, and this seems to have run from roommates to people at their gym to co-workers, people who bully them, and that they end up going and meeting said bully, and that they make them an offer to train them for a short period of time, and that if they can manage to stay in without getting disqualified in the ring with an MMA fighter for 3 minutes. So we're gonna take one reference and then we're gonna take that to another. So it's just like Spider-Man and Bonesaw McGraw in the Spider-Man 2000, where Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man has to stay in the cage for 3 minutes with Macho Man Randy Savage. But yeah, it's more or less that. So it's if you're gonna be a bully, then put your money where your mouth is. And if the bully fails in their fight, or that they chicken out, the bullied gets $10,000, and I think it's the other way around if the bully does successfully stay in and undisqualified for their 3 minutes. So I kind of feel like there was a reason that I brought that up specifically, and it was because my roommate in college, he had this one specific episode of this show where the bully, he was this guy who called himself the Line. And what he was like I don't remember what type of bully he was, but he was really proud of this name that he gave himself, and that he called himself the line between the weak and the strong. If you're weaker than me, you're weak. If you're stronger than me, you're strong. And that always seemed goofy to me, because it just meant that he is he's squarely placed himself as a bully and the weakest of the strong. Like, I don't know if he just liked the thought of, I am the line, I am what determines the strong. But Agate's kind of the same way in that she's like, well, if you're not better than me, then you don't deserve to be a witch. Yeah. But yeah, so Coco ends up going out into this swamp that you see on screen, and that let's see. Yeah, the little white thing on here, we'll get to him in a little bit, but yeah, it's called a water lamp. That's what the thing is. So it's the compass, the water lamp, and Agate's shoes were what she gets. After trying around for a little bit, she does work out how flying with the boots works, but you know, she does screw up, and Agate has like when having like the internal torment on whether to give the boots over. She was like, well, the boots won't be able to do enough for this. won't be enough to finish the task. So it's like, all right, you can have them. And so in her trial and error of flying around, she ends up dropping in the swamp, as you see right now. And so naturally, like any person who gets out of a swamp does, they like take off their shoes and start to clean them up and stuff. And wouldn't you know it, she smudges the sigil on them. The boots don't work anymore. And so at this point, she starts to despair. She's like, I can't fly. and what does any young witch who just learned the rules do? You know, like what's considered forbidden magic? But what if I drew the sigil on my feet? Right? I can do that. and like that. They really go into it. They do the whole thing about almost as if she's like possessed and resisting the urge, and yeah, she does break free of that urge, and instead finds a boat. Don't know how, don't know why, but she did find a boat with a little sail on it, and she does put the so like. Going into how the sigils work in this universe, like the elements are like in the middle of it, then the lines of it determine direction. So if we go like this, so like the symbol in the middle would determine the element. The lines going out from it would determine direction. And then I believe other parts of it determine the effect. And so, being somewhat talented, she does remember what the sigil on the boots looked like, and she ends up making an intentionally skewed version of the symbol that was on the boots on the sail of the boat, where she effectively changes it from a consistent like upward velocity to a strong forward velocity. and so like she ends up did I make a mistake? Because like the boat starts to break apart. But she ends up being able to grab onto the mast like a hang glider. And she uses it as such. So even though it's kind of jaggedy, it's just kind of cool that she shows some talent or some intuition in making a spell perform differently than what she has already observed, which I think is pretty cool. Like I think that you're taking like the because everything you see up until this point are very symmetrical circles, and that when doing like very basic practice, like even having like slightly different length lines will like alter the direction in unintended ways. So she intentionally screws it up to get a different effect, and lo and behold, she passes with flying colors. She ends up getting the herb, and that by the time that let's see, yeah, any other notes that I took? Oh yeah, I made a note that being able to wipe the ink off of the boots was a poor design. They might need to seal that in some way. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, skewed the direction of the line on the flight spell. Oh, that's right. It was her cape, not a sail of the boat. It was her cape that she attached to the mast. Yeah. Yeah, she gets the herb, and I also have a specific note here for don't forget the white fluffy friend. And sure enough, the white fluffy friend here, which they later call a brush buddy, is just a pretty much like a ferret with like no differentiation between its tail and body. It is just like a fuzzy snake, but it's like, of course, got like little legs here too. But yeah, definitely like a fun companion animal. I ended up liking him. That's kind of got him in a panic. I kind of want to see if I can get a better picture for him. Let's see. Which had Atelier, Brush Buddy. Well, it turned into a recommended search. However, oh, I found an Etsy. It's an Etsy thing of somebody making a plush of one. That'll do. Yeah, let's get that. Can I just paste in here? I can. Yeah, so that's the Brush Buddy. Yeah, it's very fun little guy. And that's about his size. That's in an adult hand. That's in Kiefer's hand. Yeah. But he's fun. I like the Brush Buddy. But yeah, so Kiefer returns. He's got like this like bucket with him that he brings back from the city. And when he learns that Coco is out of the trial, he starts panicking. He's like, "Oh, we've got to go." They're like, "But she'll never be able to take it again. This is like a once in a lifetime thing." But when they open the window away, Coco's a bit bruised up and stuff, but she has that herb. She gets in and it's like, nah, I've got this. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else here? Oh yeah. Naturally, Agate is dissatisfied when Coco hands her or holds the herb out to her, and that she just storms off. Kiefer said that the trial was unnecessary, so because she is already his apprentice. And that what he had gone to the city to get was her official witch's cloak and hat. Yeah. And, that was a gift. And that upon learning of how she succeeded the trial, he does give the light reprimand that it is dangerous to create magic without a greater understanding. So I have a feeling that there's still a lot more of that to see in Coco's future, that she's probably going to improvise, and it's probably going to be dangerous. Yeah, so when we get into the next episode, we end up getting to go to Ollivanders, as Harry Potter would put it, but it's they're going to get Coco her own pen and inkwell, And so they go to the city of Kaln. Kahln was how I saw it. And that they go there. She meets the shopkeeper, and that everybody flies there, and that I did appreciate that because Agate's boots are ruined. Keyfree is holding both Agate and Coco. Yeah, but Agate just storms off immediately. Go like, I don't have time to mess around. So everybody else goes to the pen workshop, and after learning a little bit about the where the special pens and the ink come from, which are effectively from distilling a specific tree. I think that there is some flexibility. I think it's like either burned wood or like much more efficiently from distilling a specific tree. I'm not sure that I noted what kind of tree it was. Might have been no, it is. I did write it down. It's silver wood. I'm not sure if that is a real tree, but it's it fits the purpose. Silver always sounds magical, so silver wood. Yeah, so it's silver wood or fire remnants, which they show as like charcoal. Things escalate quickly when Coco looks out the shop window and sees the masked witch from her past. And without giving any context to anybody, she just takes off running. And that Tamiya and Richa they follow, and that they also end up grabbing Agate, who is looking at new shoes. Yeah, and as they chase after the witch that nobody sees at this point, I'm not sure what Coco is. Actually, Coco may have seen from a distance, but the witch. Nobody else has seen the witch, and that as they run through the alleys, following Coco, they find themselves not in the same city anymore. They instead find themselves in kind of like a labyrinth of like white stone walls. And that, let's see, I did have here, that there is a monologue from the Masked Witch that they have no business with the others, but that Coco is their only hope. So we've got some chosen one business, or at least that they have her picked out as a chosen one. And that so naturally to get things moving, a dragon shows up. A dragon starts chasing them, and they end up kind of taking cover by going into a dead end, and I find it cool when they point out more detail into how things work than a lot of shows would. So in this case, when they're staring down the dragon, let's see, Agate instructs everyone to maintain eye contact and back up, but only to run on his signal. And so, like, in this instance, they're locking eyes with the dragon. The dragon's not moving, like not until they turn to run. So like it seems like that might be like hinting at either how creatures behave, or it would be surprising if Agate had specific knowledge about dragons, but it's possible. But yeah, they end up running into a dead end, and Agate shows off a tool that seems to be kind of commonplace is that it's more or less like a pocket mirror, except instead of being a mirror, it is sheets of paper with sigils mostly drawn on them. So it's like all they have to do is like flip to the page that they want, connect the line, and the spell activates. So yeah, we get to see Agate. What does Agate do? Repels the dragon with a fire spell. That's what she does. Which we'll take any assumptions. We'll leave any assumptions about dragons at the door. But the dragon is turned by the fire a little bit. So, but then they hit a dead end, and like, to me, the most like comforting and supportive character in the show so far, barring maybe Kefri, doesn't say anything, but she has like this look of blame on her face, looking at Coco. And yeah, Agate completely snaps because like she I remember this. She says even if you didn't mean to, effectively, even if these are accidents, your ineptitude at the very least is the cause of all of these accidents we keep coming across. Like anything from your mother dying to us getting lost here to us hitting a dead end, we're pretty much putting that on your shoulders. Which yeah, that's kind of a bad look, but yeah, that's where they're at before oh, that's the bottom line, is that Agate says that Coco shouldn't do anything. That Coco trying to do things is the problem. Yeah, that for a main character, that's not going to happen. She's not going to stop doing things. But it definitely shows exactly what Agate thinks of her, which is that she is a disaster waiting to happen. Like I think that she probably has a history with forbidden magic, and that has colored her impression of Coco. I haven't seen it yet, but I imagine in the next few episodes you'll probably, or whenever you get to see any sort of backstory for the other apprentices, if you do, I bet Agate has something in her backstory about forbidden magic, and maybe, if not forbidden magic, but maybe problems of inexperience in herself or others. Yeah, but let's see. What do they do to get out of it? Oh, that's right. They more or less do like a demolition job on the wall, where they yeah, they just like pretty much drill holes in the wall with magic, of course, and that they let's see, something about it initially gets screwed up when Coco touches Agate's shoulder. That's what launches her into her tirade. But Riche? I think it was Riche who more or less like single-handedly makes like the controlled demolition, that is to say, like a series of explosions to make a larger hole in the wall. And that was their escape path. In the meantime, Kefri at the shop follows the Brush Buddy's lead, because the Brush Buddy is pretty much doing a lassie of that Coco has fallen down the well, follow me. And so he kind of leads the way for Kefri. And Yeah, so like I don't think that they fully ended up getting out of this by the end of the episode, but Kiefer's remarks kind of labeled a outcast society as the Brimmed Caps, that he thought that Coco might lead him to them, but did not envision them coming to her. So like I bet the gears in his head are turning about so it's more than an accident, like why are they after her, rather than they had a chance interaction and that left her with a book and a history with the Masked Witch, but instead that there might be more intent behind that. But yeah, that's where we left off with Witch Hat Atelier, and that was a lot of fun. It continues to be beautiful to look at, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. And as I see right now, let's see, how many episodes are out? 8 episodes are out. No, 8th episode is out in 4 days. Okay. All right, so we're not quite ready for a second anime stream that I may or may not delay like this one. But yeah, from there we can move on to what's been going on with MARRIAGETOXIN. I think that MARRIAGETOXIN was probably my favorite thing to watch amongst the shows that we have seen. But yeah, I have to refresh myself on the character names. This is why I take notes if I'm going to be looking at something way down the line. I at least want an outline. I want to have names, and in this case, I have some more pictures, which I think I did a lot better job for Petals of Reincarnation, and for the next stream for anime, I will definitely take more Witch Hat Atelier pictures. It just like ends up harming my watch experience unless I get screenshots by backtracking, if I'm having to stop and continuously take pictures of anything of interest. Yeah, that may be the better way to go about it, is to, if not do a second view, to kind of like scroll back through an episode after watching it. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. So this one, they started off the second episode where Kitasaki is more like thinking that like Garo needs to up his game. And to up his game, we're going on a mock date. And where do they go on a mock date? Why, they go on a cruise ship that is also an art gallery. Yeah, and that as part of this trip, like they get to do some light art appreciation and stuff, and then like Kitasaki points out this like disheveled, maybe crazy guy who's like just sitting out by a planter box, I think, and she's like, who do you think that, or what do you think about that guy? And Garo more or less says as much, and then like some lady recognizes the guy and starts shouting, and then like a whole bunch of women just like crowd this guy before his actual wife shows up and like takes him by the arm, and Kitasaki's like, yeah, he's a famous artist. So naturally they're in the right place for people to be fangirling over an artist, but even still, like, Garo's like, well, I don't have talent. And it's like, of course you do. Of course you have talent. It's just not that type of talent. So we need to work out how to make your talent work for you. Yeah. So, yeah, demonstrating the appeal for talent. And that Kitasaki more or less says you can turn your talent into helping and saving people as a way to meet girls. Which she later calls Operation White Knight. Oh, and I should open up here because I haven't mentioned it on stream. I did refrain from talking about it when talking about the first episode, but they have the classic setup where like Garo's gonna go on all sorts of dates, meet all sorts of people, and everything, and at the end of the day, Kinosaki is going to be the best girl for him. However, it doesn't work for two reasons in this show. Or rather, I should say, for the same reason in two layers. So the first layer is that Kinosaki is a guy, and that Garo is not into guys. Now, the second layer for that is that even if he was into guys, remember that the main mission here is to be able to birth an heir, so that just won't work regardless. But I think that they're still doing a good job of making Kinosaki cute, bubbly, smart, and attractive. And like just for kicks, I do like in a show that plays with gender expectations a little bit. I do like looking at the comment section, not for bigotry, but for people coping. And like seeing enough comments of "there's no way that's a guy" and all that just makes me smile a little bit. But yeah, they initiate Operation White Knight, the save the girl to get popular, or save the girl to meet women. And so Garo is fairly old-fashioned and doesn't really get it when Kinosaki opens up the dark nav, which is pretty much social media for people posting illicit jobs. and I'm going to continue to call her she, because that's how she's presenting to most characters. Not that she ever expresses a preference. Pretty sure she doesn't. But yeah, I think that her stance was that whatever works, she'll be whatever works for the situation. Because if we need a refresher, Kinosaki is a marriage swindler. Yeah. So she turns to the dark nav to seek people who are in trouble, and we end up meeting a girl who is in trouble. She is. We cut to a lady who we later learn her name is Kyoko Himikawa, who is in the act of stealing a painting from the cruise ship that they're on. This may be after the fact. I'm not sure that they line up, but in any case, it's from the art gallery that Kyoko is stealing a painting, and that it's made clear pretty quickly that she is kind of like a Robin Hood, not necessarily Robin Hood character, but a someone who rectifies art swindling, as in like if somebody has been conned or coerced out of their artwork or ownership of an art piece, she makes it a goal to get it back for them. And what's I think it's kind of nuts that like once she gets off the ship with the painting on her back and stuff, like the people on the deck, they're more or less like, fire the cannons, sink any, I quoted it, sink anything that looks suspicious. I think there's a lot of room for collateral damage. But yeah, she's riding her shark that she named, it's a great white shark, and she names it Chompsky. Chompsky. I think that she was cool there, but yeah, like she makes landfall and meets her allies, who then get swept up in a vortex of water. And yeah, that was the last you see of that scene. Then we cut to Kinosaki on the Dark Nav, and there is a ransom video for Himikawa, who has now been kidnapped, and that we have our traditional creep of a captor, who is like, let's see, he makes a lustful offer to add her to his collection. But he makes the like outlandish demand for ransom that all paintings that she has liberated need to be returned. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Then there's the guy in the diver suit who, yeah, there's some water torture here, or rather, like not your dripping water torture, but in this case, it's like repeated drowning. Seems to be the way that the captor wants to weaken her will. But yeah, then we can get into our first screenshot here, because we've got these guys. These guys are pretty much Himikawa's fan club. They've all got Love Himikawa shirts, and let me make sure that I'm bouncing around between a few different windows. Need to make sure that my slideshow still looks good. All right, for this purpose, yeah. So they more or less like go like, yeah, we want you to rescue her, and then they learn that Garo is a master. And they're like, oh god, there's no way even if we all sold our organs to afford you. Oh, I love these guys a lot. That they are ready to give up some organs. But no, like Garo does the perfect comic relief of just like raises up his hand and goes like, "Does she mind glasses?" I mean, that's all he wants before going in. And so he and Kinosaki, they do a raid on the same cruise ship, and that that yeah, oh yeah. They have this GPS signal that's leading them to Himikawa, and I think it's Garo who says that it is creepily accurate for locating her. So yeah, we've got her serious fan club. You know, the regular like stalker behavior and the love care for her. And yeah, they do a raid. And once again, if Kinosaki wasn't a boy, they would be like a perfect match. Because they plow through this ship. Like they may make a show of having like people that they're fighting and stuff, but the whole time they're having their fun banter, and that there's no real threat with Garo there. Garo is fine. He takes care of everybody. And yeah, when Himikawa is about to give in. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. So Himikawa has a. Did they go into the backstory this early? They may get into they get into that later, but she does have an emotional attachment to paintings, or rather, she feels the emotional appeals of people who request that she takes care of. I let my headset turn off. All right, there we are. Just because I didn't have anything playing in it. need to give myself the BGM. But yeah. Oh, that raises the spirits. I like this. All right. But yeah, the captor threatens to shoot the painting, and the guy was like, no, and she is ready to give herself up to keep him from shooting that painting, because even though she makes the claim that the captor would never shoot the painting, it's way too valuable. All that, it's like, yeah, but you don't know that. And it's just like, oh, fine. But, you know, just in a White Knight moment, Garo rainbow melts the gun arm off this guy. That is to say, like, you know, his arm is gone and we get a rainbow. Yeah. And that would mean a successful rescue, but we happen to have our diver there, the same one who messed up. We're gonna start calling her Kyoko because we're gonna get into first name territory here. So Kyoko's fan club, who are also her like accomplices and stuff, the same person who attacked them was the diver. The diver did kidnap Kyoko, and the diver is now there to stop Garo from messing up the situation. But after they have a short scuffle, the Watermaster Ushio, the diver, so we'll call them Ushio from this point forward, after a light scuffle, bows and presents her business card. and that thinks she makes like some huge like amount of money that she says like whatever your client is paying you, I will pay like a lot more, like 10x that or something. But yeah, turns out that Ushio can't see the logic of Garo continuing the fight and turning down the money offer. Like Ushio, in all of their talks, seems to be fairly pragmatic about money and about not fighting other masters, because fighting another master is just like not financially responsible. But yeah, Garo's poison is going to be ineffective against this diver suit because it is a perfect seal to the elements. But yeah, let's see. I think that the did we take no screen? I did a bad job with the screenshots. I'm sorry. We're already in the next episode as far as the screenshots go, but yeah, Ushio says something like, "Wouldn't you rather have the big paycheck than sit with the family at 6 p.m.?" Garo's like, "Damn it, that's what I want," which is a complete 180 from his previous motivation. But he seems pretty gung ho now about finding a family, because like in the first episode, his motivation was very strongly, I'm going to protect my sister's happiness, and now is like, I guess it turns into a if I'm going to make the priority to find a wife, I'm gonna be happy, damn it. And so he's definitely building himself up for wanting to sit down with the family at 6 p.m. But yeah, like, in typical shonen magic, he does stick himself with a needle, and that's kind of like his fighting technique, is that he injects himself with toxins, and he needs to win before his poison will knock himself out. But yeah, he eventually like breaks through the diver suit and pretty much gets the win against Ushio. It turns out Ushio is allergic to air, so she starts getting rashes, and Garo heals her because poison and medicine, they're pretty close. But yeah, that they get Kyoko out of there. The fanatics rejoice, and that not enough organs in the world would be enough. they are still full committed to selling their organs to pay for saving their Oshi. And wouldn't you all do the same? Save your Oshi by selling your organs, right? Yeah. So, Kinosaki recommends having an outing with Garo. Like Kinosaki, Himikawa, and Garo all going out together, and just Kinosaki just doesn't show up, so it's just the two of them, and they end up going to a disco because that's where you're gonna go for a date. And here we have Sharkity Shark, and turns out that Kyoko really likes sharks. Yeah. So Garo is, of course, like he is lost. He doesn't know what to do without Kinosaki there. He is going to flounder a bit. Yeah, but no, naturally Kinosaki is in fact there, but working in the background. She charms her way past security people. She is charming all the time. And not only does she sneak in, she convinces the staff, but she's like sitting down on a couch and giving a lap pillow to two different, like a male and female security guard. They're both there with like with like extremely happy faces. And yeah, just Himikawa gets to sit there in the background, and yeah, they get to sit there in the background and make sure that Garo doesn't completely botch the whole thing. Yeah, but they do find that they do have some common ground, that Garo had, of course, been adopted into the Poison Masters at a very young age, and that he had a very strict training regimen, didn't get to do normal family or social things. He didn't get to go to school. Himikawa, she was an orphan. She was an orphan all the way up until she was adopted to be the heir of like an aging, wealthy man. And when she, let's see, yeah, a wealthy man who needed an heir. That's exactly it. But upon inheriting the estate, Kyoko learns that he has a large collection of ill-gotten art, and she goes above and beyond to return this art to their original owners. I mean, that's the start of her whole business there. But somehow or another, this also bankrupted the family? Yeah, I don't know how that's supposed to work, but hey, she goes from orphanage to riches to poverty. So that all works. But yeah, the orphan life was not easy. we'll say. So they do bond over that, and that's cool. Yeah, so even now, Kyoko is like a phantom thief by night, and she waits tables during the day. So she's gone from riches to waiting tables. And Garo does say that he's never met someone as cool as her. For that. Actually, I think we Oh yeah, we have Kinosaki charming the guards here. Yep. And then yeah, let's see. What else? Oh yeah, I don't know if she was actually saying anything about this, but she does have a recollection of like looking at a wedding dress in a store window and having it framed as if she were the bride. And this somehow comes to mind when she's here with Garo. And then Garo does friend zone her. He gets into position to make a confession and asks her to be his friend. And we were this close. No, Kyoko seems cool. She does seem cool. But he does rebound and say that he wants her to know all of him before accepting his proposal. So, like, I don't know if he's got some guilt about, like, I think it's kind of like she's only seen him at his best. That is to say, saving her out of a troubled situation and not necessarily on his day job as an assassin. Yeah. But, yeah. They, let's see. So, after seeing Kyoko off in a car, Kitasaki, pretty much, goes right up to Garo and goes, "Hey, I've lined up the next one." And he's like, "What? What?" Yeah, and she says, like, "Yeah, it's a gig to bodyguard CEO's daughter." Oh yeah, man, keep going. We've got Kitasaki reacting to the friend zone. I like that one quite a bit. But yeah, that the next gig is to be a bodyguard for CEO's daughter, and Garo's like, "But that would be cheating!" And Kitasaki smoothly says, "No, you just made friends. And I want you to have the best possible marriage." And so, despite Garo's like initial reluctance, he's ready for the next job. And so the next job is for a fresh high school grad, first year going into her first year of college, Shiori Urashino. And she is the heir to a party supply company who lost her parents and is in the care of her uncle. And he is being hired to bodyguard her because her aunt is trying to kill her. And sure enough, Garo goes to school. Like, he's never gone to school before, but he goes undercover. He has a fake identity. His name is Oshima Daigo. And that he's going to school for economics. Same major as Shiori. And so, like, the first thing that they do is that they go to a mixer, and like I think we see this even before. No, actually, I think we flash from the drinking party to the hiring, but that Shiori has like crippling social anxiety. She is very quiet, definitely an overthinker. Definitely not somebody I completely relate with, but yeah, she wants to go to a mixer. She wants to make a new impression, and it's at this mixer that we meet a very artsy, very Yeah, the first step toward the happy marriage I'm looking for. Don't remember the context. Oh, yeah, we had some more pictures for the episode. Yeah, we've got the wedding dress. That wasn't the pose, but that's definitely a flashback for the wedding dress. And we do have the lap pillow with the two guards, who are very satisfied. Yeah, and as this show continues to do some ludicrous things at times, this was their meeting for the bodyguard job, and so we've got Garo, we've got Kinosaki, and then we've got Shiori over here, and this is Shiori's uncle, dressed for weightlifting and is lifting all three of their chairs on a ring. But yeah, Shiori wants to go to college, so they're going to do their best. Uncle will do his best by getting Garo to bodyguard her. And at this mixer, the guy who makes like the biggest impression on anybody, that is after, you know, we have a few like we have a flubbed introduction by Shiori being too quiet, and Garo doing like party tricks, like kind of weird party tricks. Yeah, we end up getting this guy, Naruko. That is a pretty man. But yeah, he like in this same scene, he has his phone on the table, and he's like listening to bonfire ASMR. And so like yeah, he is all about the sound. It turns out that he also happens to be the assassin that is brought in by Shiori's aunt, and his name is Naruko. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, drinking party. Yes. So Garo attends economics class, and you know, if you had already forgotten, I had too. Forgotten Garo's fanaticism for fun dip type mixing candies. And yeah, he ends up catching the economics professor's attention with his specific knowledge of like what makes for a successful candy, the value of candy, something like that. But yeah, just in the middle of class, they more or less have a sound-based quake that even collapses part of the ceiling. It is definitely a first move that is a attempt on Shiori's life. Garo does save the day by protecting her. He does inject himself to do it. And that it's at this moment that Naruko and Garo recognize each other as master types. Yeah. And yeah, the second half of the episode, Shiori wants to go on a freshman camping trip, because there's like a camping trip also kind of like the mixer, just kind of like a socializing activity. And we observe in a few different spots that Naruko can use sound to dominate people, and you know, you see that with like people fawning over him on the train and stuff. But you also find that that Shiori's uncle encouraging the camping trip when asked is a compulsion from Naruko. So it's, yeah, definitely brainwashing, and it's a setup. It's a setup. And what's our last one? I don't remember the context for this, but I think it's about going on the camping trip. I think it is. Yeah, I know this is sudden, but I'd like to, well... Yeah, but this camping trip is kind of turning into bad news because you more or less get the end of the episode where Naruko has strung up the whole forest with wires and more or less goes like, I'm perfectly prepared. and that's oh yeah, this is important. So let's see. Yeah, we've got the Soundquake, mind control. Yes. So when they're at the camping event, like Garo takes a different approach for popularity, and he starts cooking. He becomes the grill master there, and shows his skills because like part of his childhood is that he couldn't accept food from anyone else. He had to do all of his own cooking. Like that was just part of his poison master upbringing. Yeah, but yeah, Shiori does also continue to struggle with conversing with people, but she does pull out a magical girl costume, and she starts making yakisoba appear out of a hat, and that seems to go over real well with the other students. So more power to her for that, finding some success even if she has to act like a magical girl to do it. Which honestly, that's either like that's like an all or nothing move to dress up as a magical girl and start doing magic tricks. I mean, like I think it would be cool. It's definitely a weird move, but it's kind of cool. Yeah. But yeah, so we're going into next time, which so like if we're going to assign episodes as like they seem to have a pretty decent spread of comedy and slice of life and action and combat and stuff, and that I think that the first episode kind of had a blend. The second episode was definitely more on the action. Definitely the comedy's still there all the time, but more action in the second episode. The third episode, it was pretty much the dating with Kyoko and all of the shenanigans that went there. So I felt that was a really strong and fun episode. Kind of what I was looking for with this show is the like I like the juxtaposition of the I am the assassin who's bad with girls, and that I have to do well in social situations, but also that I think that the action being used fairly lightly is good. It's good. It keeps the show lighthearted, but keeps the like shonen points of interest in it. Yeah, but continue to like this one a lot. Then we get to Petals of Reincarnation, which is really what stalled this stream. And I didn't even watch 4 episodes. I watched 2 episodes, I didn't even watch 3 episodes. I watched 2 episodes. But I was going to do the stream today. I just decided I was going to do it whether or not I was ready for it. And so we do have our notes here, because once again this was kind of sprinkled over a good amount of time. So I think that the things that we do pick up coming back to it is that the main 3 hero characters that we see regularly just need to remember. Newman is the girl at the in the wheelchair at the Forest of the Greats. We've got Haito Lua Buffet, who is our Musashi girl, and then we've got Toya Ishikawa, who I don't know if it was specifically said in the first episode, but it's at least sprinkled in here that he is the reincarnation of Goemon the Thief. But yeah, they kind of introduce a lot of characters in this episode, They do. So, like the things that actually happen in this episode, they kind of do a, let's see, it's that Toya ends up doing like menial tasks at the Forest of the Greats because he says that what he's good at. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, bye. Yeah, but he's more or less like he's not there to fight or to search for glory, and they're like, no, you need to train, you need some experience out there, and so they they kind of want to take him on some subjugation missions, and that Haido tends to be a little too gung-ho about killing others, and Toya doesn't really get a whole lot of time to shine here. But yeah, we kind of get a montage of different members of the Forest of the Greats. So these are your hero characters. You get Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein. Do we have pictures for them? We may have pictures for them. Yeah, we have Isaac Newton, who naturally has an apple for a head. And then we have Albert Einstein, who has a tattoo of a gear? Maybe? Then it's maybe a specifically Japanese hero, but Hiroshi Funisaka, who I actually just want to run a quick search for, see if there's anything about him out there. But his title was the Undead Soldier, and he is a character who. All right, so the first thing is oh, he's apparently a prominent character in Golden Kamuy. Yeah, but okay, so the first things that come up are Golden Kamuy and Petals of Reincarnation. But I kind of just wanted the person. Let's see, the YouTube video, The Life of Hiroshi Funisaka, the strongest Japanese soldier. Yeah, interesting. Wonder if just going on Wikipedia, I would do better. Let's see. Yeah, he does not have a Wikipedia page, which is why Petals of Reincarnation was the thing that came up. They might have fudged his name for all I know, but yeah, he's a guy who gets blown up and whatnot and still lives in this show. But they call him the Undead Soldier. Yeah, there's did I take a picture of him? Is there a picture of him? Maybe. Oh, we've got him from the back here. But yeah, got a guy in an army uniform with a skull. He doesn't normally have a skull, but the skull is like the aftermath of him dying or something exploded on him. Something. But yeah, like as far as things that happen, which like we had a decent montage for introducing some of our Forest of the Greats characters, but yeah, as for what actually happens in the episode, is that I believe it was they introduced some basic enemies. They have John W. Gacy, that is to say, the Killer Clown, and then Edward T. Gein. I think it's John W. Gacy that Haito cuts down like before Haito or before Toya can do anything. But yeah, our other forest member here is H. Dreisch, the Replicator, the guy with the eyes closed. And if you watch the opening, you'll just see like a big wave of copies of him. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I think that the crux of this episode was, aside from introducing like a lot of the Forest of the Greats characters, also here with Fuyusaka is Florence Nightingale. Don't know how she managed to stay out of my notes, but yeah, we have Florence Nightingale. Yeah, just making sure I didn't leave her behind. Yeah. Okay, but the other things that happen are that Toya and Haito are walking home from their activities, and there's a light on in Toya's apartment. And when they go up there, they end up meeting Toya's dead older brother's childhood friend, and his name is Itsuki Kirizuka, and he is a martial arts prodigy and also a member of the JSDF. But yeah, he makes a show of looking after Toya as his little bro. And that when he sees Haito, he kind of has this he comes to the understanding that any reports that he's heard about Toya not going to clubs or skipping class and stuff makes sense when he has a girlfriend. And yeah, that's of course definitely a misinterpretation. Something got Itsuki talking about talent, and it causes Toya to snap. That he Toya snaps, and he slices his neck and shows off the arm, his Goemon arm. And instead of being surprised, Itsuki mocks him, openly mocks him, and says that he gave up the future to live in the past. And Haito doesn't want to have any part of this mockery. She full transforms and goes right at him, but yeah, Itsuki trips her immediately, pins her to the ground, and goes like, nope, you losers deserve each other. And he just walks out. And when he walks out, he meets a whole squad of the JSDF. And they ask him, are we going through the operation? And he gives them the nope. He more or less goes like, yeah, not a threat, they're nobodies. and like during the whole montage, like you do see these JSDF spec ops like monitoring the situation of what's going on, and they do have the term Petals shedders that they use for these reincarnated people. So the JSDF is definitely aware of them, and they are monitoring the situation. It's not really been expressed by any of our hero characters that they are aware that the SDF is watching and maybe even considering execution. But anyways, that's all fun and good, but yeah, apparently apparently the way that their reunion played out makes Itsuki especially unhappy, because it is exactly like the prophecy that was given to him by who he calls the prisoner. But yeah, he dismisses the jamming and ceases the operation. But yeah, the other things that happen here are that Haito talks about her past, and that it's kind of funny that like she claims that she was normal, but then like kind of paused and goes, "We're not quite." And sure enough, she did have a troubled upbringing. She was abandoned as a baby and was bullied at an orphanage for looking different. Because if you remember, Haito kind of has like an albino look, so naturally that is grounds for kid bullying and all that. Yeah, but yeah, she was abandoned as a baby. She was adopted as a swordsman by a famous swordsman, somebody who is like the head of a dojo at the very least, if not famous. And that I didn't really get it. Maybe I'd get it on a rewatch. Maybe I was pausing too much to catch it, but I'm not sure why the other students were so opposed to her learning. But like at a very young age, her adopted father expressed that she had promise and that she may even surpass her old man. And this was, of course, encouraging to her, but her skills plateaued, and she saw that she didn't necessarily have what it took to be great. And so, she, in not being talented enough, she did take the offer when it presented itself to slice her neck and claim her past life if she had one. And sure enough, she had the life of Musashi. And naturally, that didn't lead to a happy ending, because she returns to the dojo, had a match with her father, and injured him to the extent that he can no longer hold a sword. The dojo was closed, Haito got exiled, and she introduces the term that she wants to be a complete returner as soon as possible. And she does explain either at the end of this episode or in the next that a complete returner is instead of having to slice their neck and like have the powers for a limited period of time, a complete returner is always awakened. That they never go back. That they that they are just in that form all the time. And as a way of recognition for that, they then are called by their returner name full time. So Haito would no longer be Haito, she would be Musashi. Toya wouldn't be Toya, he'd be Goemon, etc. Yeah. But yeah, let's see. Anything else? Oh yeah. Other bits is that Newman, that is to say our wheelchair girl, she does explain that most people in the Forest of the Grades are complete returners. And my mistake. Yeah, Haito doesn't explain what a complete returner is. Newman does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's all from Newman's explanation. But this next bit really surprised me, and it's that because his power is to plunder other people's abilities, and thus in the case of returners, he would be stealing powers and stuff, and that may be seen as insidious, a problem to other people. especially other returners, that he'd probably want to keep that to himself, keep his secret if he's going to accumulate powers, because he expressed in the first episode that he was going to steal and plunder, friend or foe, and then he comes out and tells Haito about it. Like, he willingly tells Haito. That is after they intentionally turn off their phones to hide what they're going to talk about from Newman, and that he says that his power. He says something like his power shouldn't be celebrated because, and he gets cut off by Haito. You would attack your friends, because I think it's really fun that they do relate to each other. That Haito understands the pursuit of power because she says she would do the same thing, and that she was also like on point enough that that Toya told her because he wants somebody to stop him. But she offers encouragement, aka I'm rooting for you, in saying that anyone who gets their powers taken deserves it. Anyone who lets their powers get taken deserves it. And that she is quietly pissed off that he told her about this instead of just attacking her outright. Is my power not good enough? So, as zany as this is, they make a pinky promise to one day pit Toya's collection of skills against Haito's improved swordsmanship. That's their promise. It's that they're going to fight eventually. It's like you're gonna get strong enough to fight against me, and I'm going to get strong enough that you want to take my power. Yeah, so defied expectations a little bit there, but it completely made sense. Like once you really start thinking about who we're talking about. So the third episode starts to show an arc. It let's see, how do they go about this? Right. I don't know if I took sufficient notes to adequately recall this because I watched this a little while ago. But effectively, an eye symbol took over all of the monitors at the Forest of the Greats, and that effectively declared war on them. That their commitment to helping or to using their powers for the betterment of current day humans is a mistake. That's the implication made, and that's the declaration made. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know if he said it, but yeah, my notes here say their aims are bullshit, and that they identified this presence as someone they thought to be dead, someone who is a former member of the Forest of the Greats, Xiang Yu, the Tyrant King, which I did not look up who Xiang Yu is, but that's definitely a Chinese name. But yeah, the Forest of the Greats kind of identify their opposing force. That is to say, this other organization of returners who are against them as sinners. Naturally. Yeah, that they are sinners. And so they kind of make a show of rallying around the headquarters of their of these sinners. That they found that out really fast, and apparently the Force of the Greats is a franchise, because there are members of the organization who also get called in to handle this threat. And so this united front is, let's see, they meet some new characters. Of course, they encounter Julius Caesar. They encounter Jubei. We do have, let's see, they encounter Pablo Picasso. They encounter Jubei Yagyu, Charles Darwin, B. Fisher, the Wright brothers, and E. Schrodinger. So, like, I start to see it here where, like, Fate makes some pools for historical characters, for some non-combatants and stuff. But yeah, we're definitely going there when we get Charles Darwin, B. Fisher, that is to say the chess prodigy, and the Wright brothers. But yeah, like, let's see. Did I not take a picture of Julius Caesar? I must not have. But yeah, Julius Caesar's definitely like a playboy. He's hitting on the girls and all that. Yeah, but Jubei seems to have a rivalry history, something akin to a rivalry friendship with Haito. And yeah, the main bit is the assembly of the players, and that they are going to split up to invade the Sinner's Lair. So they kind of split the party, and Haito is excited by the prospect of getting much stronger, where Toya can't resist her power, and Toya doesn't care who wins as long as there are skills to plunder. Let's see. Yeah, Funasaka, the undead soldier, comments and surprises Toya that he and Haito look like a couple. And you know, he has this great reaction of getting personal only leads to attachment, which feels right at home with people die when they are killed. It's not as extreme as that, but it is the same energy. Getting personal only leads to attachment. and that he does talk his way out of attachment, because it would only get in the way of killing and stealing. And so, like, you know, fortunately, unfortunately, like, I think that this is as far as I got. I don't even know if that was the end of the episode. But yeah, they start their operation, and I do want to go over, like, I find the most interesting being the characters who are, like, not historically fighters. Like, Charles Darwin seems pretty basic. He's old man, no visible eyes, and he's just like a big coat or cloak. Yeah, so, like, I don't know if we're gonna see much of him at all, because he seems relatively low detail. Fisher here actually has a little more to his design. He's definitely got the black and white, and he has the heterochromia eyes, also black and white. I'm kind of curious to see, like, what they would do with him as a player in this type of world. We do get to see the Wright brothers in action, though. Which, of course, if you're going to be the Wright brothers, why not be cute anime girls while you do it? And that they, you know, this big box here opens up into like a radar dish, and that they end up using that for like Newman's awareness and or for jamming. But yeah, unfortunately, like watching the full opening on YouTube was enough to get shorts recommended to me that reveal... I don't know if they are a primary antagonist, but at least the presence of a character that I don't think appears in anime very often. A historical character. So I am interested to see how they show up, but it's unfortunate that I already know that they're there. But yeah, if you haven't listened to the opening for this, it's kind of a bop. So I would recommend. It is currently 8:15. Yeah, I'd say that's a good place to stop. So I think the next time that we do this, I will make an effort to catch up on more episodes of Petals of Reincarnation, and I will also do it closer together, where like my impressions are going to be stronger than my memories. It'll be closer to impressions than memories. So like unfortunately, when we get like watching episodes weeks apart, then the impressions aren't as strong or as vivid. So yeah, I think that how to go about it, because like I could try to do it like watching episodes the same day as I stream, but that would be almost 4 hours, and that's not going to fit most of my streaming days. Like 4 hours of free time before it. Yeah. We'll play around with that, but yeah, I do have every intent to start Persona 5 Tactica this weekend. Like I said before, that I do plan to at least start that as a stream, but plan to have that as offline recording and uploads. However, if I'm able to manage it, if I'm able to dice up a stream, recording it and editing it, or recording it and breaking it up on YouTube is a lot more time efficient than uploading local recordings. But I can do that. I know I can do that. Yeah, that would be easier and a more sure thing to perform. It's just that upload speed is a bit of an issue. But any case, it's been fun. I always enjoy talking about anime. I enjoy talking about anime more when I've recently watched it, and I haven't watched any of these for a little bit. So that's unfortunately probably not as enthusiastic as I probably would be, seeing as I'm kind of basing off my own notes as much as my own memory. So but we will try to do something fun tomorrow, and yeah, I'm not sure what, but we'll see you when we get there. So until next time, do I have waving set up? I don't. Okay. Well, we're gonna say bye.